Let's now move on to the second bias that emerges from representativeness heuristic, that is insensitivity to sample size. Here is a question. Read it carefully. A certain town is served by 2 hospitals. In the larger hospital, about 45 babies are born each day. In a smaller hospital, about 15 babies are born each day. As you know, there are about 50% chance of all babies are boys. However, the exact percentage of boys born varies from day to day. Sometimes it may be higher than 50% and sometimes lower. For a period of 1 year, each hospital recorded the days in which more than 60% of the babies were born. Which hospital do you think recorded more such days? Larger hospital? The smaller hospital? C, about the same. 10 seconds. You may have chosen C, which is quite consistent with what most individuals have been found to choose. However, if you go by statistics, the correct answer is B. That is, the smaller hospital will have recorded more such days. Why is that? Think about the following experiment. Flip a coin 10 times. What are the chances that there will be more head than tail? In fact, the chance of 60% head is relatively high, about 17%. However, if you flip a coin 3,000 times, the chances of 60% head is relatively low, about 0.000001%. In a small sample thus, the population proportion may not be reached. The reason is deviation from population parameter is more likely to occur in a smaller sample since the variance of the outcome is likely to be higher in a smaller sample. As a result, people are more likely to ignore the sample size while responding to this question. Why is that? Because they're using a representativeness heuristic, and option C seems closest or most similar to an environment where a random outcome is equally likely to occur. In the process, they are ignoring the sample size. Here are some applications of insensitivity to sample size. Ad agencies, they often make statements such as these in the ad campaigns. 4 out of 5 dentists surveyed recommend sugarless gum for their patients who chew gum. Now, the information content in the above can be quite low. Why is that? Well, of course, we have no idea of what the sample size of the survey is. Opinions of 5 or let's say 10 dentists may not be generalized to an overall population of dentists. However, ad agencies use these strategies because they know that we, the humans, we are insensitive to sample size. Can you relate insensitivity to sample size to representativeness heuristic? Can you explain the two using the phrase seems like or looks like?